Hello, I'm Karishma Soni, and I'm here to talk to you about climate change. So, if I could have everybody close their eyes for a moment. I want you guys to imagine a meadow, like your most peaceful place you could possibly think of, where you'd be by yourself, just enjoying nature, or however you feel. You can enjoy yourself the best in a meadow. And nod your head if there are flowers. Nod your head if there are birds chirping. Nod your head if there's cool shading trees on hot summer days. Nod your head if there's a pond or a brook nearby, just providing some ambiance and maybe some drinkable water. Nod your head if there's some lush green grass you can sink your toes into. Okay, now what if I was to tell you that you were allowed to go back, you get to leave this place and you get to go back 20 years later? Is it the same? Well, I'm here to tell you, for the people that said it would be exactly the same, that it won't be, because you may open your eyes. I'm here to tell you it's going to be different, because if we continue our habits, you're not going to have birds, because 60% of more than 300 North American bird species have been migrating more north by thousands of miles every year, which means you're seeing different birds in places they've never been before, which means you're upsetting ecosystems, which is, and you know anything about nature, balance is key. There's going to be no plants or trees, because either lumber or the soil will be dry, because climate change makes it causes instability in the world's weather patterns. So drought will be running rampant. If you've been watching the news for Virginia, there's a huge drought going on. You're not going to have plants. The soil is going to be without water and nutrients, because you're probably going to have resident companies with chemical runoff going into the streams, making them undrinkable. And the drought will take away your pond, because it's going to evaporate. So I really want you to understand that climate change will change everything. Even if you think that you don't even look at nature, something is going to change, and your lifestyle is going to change. So you need to understand that this is a really big problem. The reason behind all of these changes is climate change. Fossil fuel usage has increased monumentally ever since the Industrial Revolution started, and is putting more CO2 emissions into the atmosphere, which causes greenhouse gases to trap more heat on our planet. Which means as temperatures rise, you're going to have polar ice caps melting, and you're going to have sea levels rising. And if you haven't noticed already, when you look at maps, there's cities and huge groups of people near coastlines or near big bodies of water. So this is going to directly affect you, like for instance Boston. These major occurrences have led to detrimental consequences, like instability in the world's weather patterns, like drought, earthquakes due to fracking. You're going to have hurricanes, you're going to have tornadoes, you're going to have out-of-control wildfires if you're paying attention to the news on Colorado. So please understand that this is a group thing. Everybody's going to feel something, some sort of change. Due to the instability in the weather, we will find that in the last 5 years, food prices have risen by 79%. That means you're spending so much more money for stuff that you thought would come easy. And this is scary, because world hunger is rising, and we need to do something about this, because we all need food. Another fact is the 14 natural disasters of 2011 used $55 billion of government spending to clean up, and that's equivalent to the budget given to the Department of Homeland Security in 2011. Can you imagine that amount of money spent on something like environmental cleanup for natural disasters caused by our impact on the environment? So what am I going to do to solve this? I'm going to spread awareness so that you know the severity of climate change, because I think that's a major problem in our society, because we think someone else will pick up the slack. But this is a group effort. This is a community effort. So I'm going to start in my community, because there are several programs in my community already available, but no one uses them, or very few people use them because they don't know about them. So I'm going to educate them, and hopefully that'll lead to a more sustainable community. I'm going to solve my problem, or using awareness. I'm going to start in my school, and I'm going to, by spreading awareness of the issues with a club on sustainability and climate change, I will get a group of people to start really caring about the things that I care about, which is the environment. And I'm going to tell them that even though we're in a really drastic situation, there are things you can do. There are ways to conserve energy, there are ways you can clean up the environment, and there are ways to tell people about this problem so that we can get community a lot more sustainable. And hopefully my club at school will branch out into my community, and my community will become more sustainable for future generations. My first event that I'm planning to hold is a bake sale, which will have baked goods that have organic ingredients and more from local farmers markets and local stores, because I believe in stimulating the local economy to reach the problem of overconsumption and importing and exporting. The event will, when I give out these baked goods, which will be delicious by the way, they will have napkins which have fun but informational facts like, did you know that 97% of climate change experts agree that humans are the ones causing global warming, or climate change, whichever you prefer? And please note that just because you change the word does not change the problem. So you hear both, they're kind of interchangeable. The key players in implementing my club at school will be the potential club members, the co-founders, me, and other teachers, and using them I will build a support. And using that support, I will go to Miss Alexander, who is a teacher at my school, and who I'm hoping will sponsor my club. In the event that she does not sponsor my club, I will still be holding events throughout the year because I'm passionate about climate change, and I will get my point across because I want my community to be sustainable because I care for the people who are in my community. The last key player would be Jan Tchaikovsky, and he will hopefully validate my club because he's the club coordinator at my school. My timeline and my strategies consist of 3 phases: awareness, meetings, and validity. These 3 phases will get me to my goal of starting my club and moving on to my community, and then maybe even my state. The first phase is awareness, and it will start with me talking to Ms. Alexander on whether I will be holding events throughout the year or whether I will be starting the club, because I will be doing something. I'm going to spread awareness using announcements, social media like Facebook and Twitter, and I will be asking the school newspaper to put an article in and hopefully spread awareness, tabling, petitioning. I'm going to get as many people as possible. My second phase is I'm going to get Ms. Alexander to be my sponsor, and I'm going to talk with other environmental groups so that I don't step on anybody's toes and I get the biggest coalition of people who care about the same things that I do. And I'm going to have an introductory meeting with prospective members. The last phase is validity. I'm going to talk to the club coordinator at my school so that he can validate my club. Then I'm going to meet with the club or event staff, depending on which one was validated. And I'm going to plan my event, and I'm going to spread awareness of the problems of climate change. We can change the world one community at a time, and I'm going to start with mine. So, thank you.
Great, thank you, Karishma. Any questions?
So you literally got explaining what you're going to do in your local community, and you mentioned that you have interest in possibly bringing it to your state. Do you have any idea of how you might do that? 'Cause that's a big step.
I was thinking that once I got my club started or my events, I would spread these events to other schools, because a lot of, in my state, a lot of the high schools and middle schools and elementary schools are really close together. So I'm going to start by tackling Northern Virginia, which is probably going to be easier because a lot of people in Northern Virginia care about climate change. And then I'm just going to go school to school and hope that it picks up momentum using the internet, because most people spend their lives on this, you know.
So have you decided which one you want to do first, the clubs or the events?
I will do the club if it is validated by Dan Tchaikovsky, but if it is not validated, then I will be holding events. My events is more of a plan B, because I think way to get one point across without disparity of climate change.
Where are you gonna get the money to hold the bake sale and buy the napkins, and what kind of napkins are you gonna buy?
I'm gonna be doing a lot of that out of my own pocket because this is gonna be the first event. So a lot of that is gonna be just me and my core group of friends that I know are interested in this. I was gonna talk to some of the already present environmental groups in my school, see how they wanted to, they were willing to support me or join in or sponsor me or whatever. So my main option is probably gonna be out of pocket right now because baking is pretty cheap and napkins and my friends and I, we have Sharpies. We'll figure some sustainable way to get my point across. Tyler?
You have any idea what you're gonna, once you make the club, what's the club gonna do?
We're gonna have meetings every month, and like Cindy said, lectures are gonna be the best way for me to get my point across. But also, I want to put fun events in there, like maybe a beautification project at my school, and maybe neighboring. There's a lot of senior centers in my community, so maybe talking to them and just showing them and making things look really nice in a really sustainable way because I want it to be fun and education.
You talked a little bit about spreading awareness to the local community about climate change. What are your plans to quantify the progress in your community once you've spread those messages?
I will definitely, when I start my club, be using statistics and getting statistics on our energy conservation, how we do waste removal, because we have a lot of programs in place, and I know they're being measured right now. It's just a matter of me getting to those measurements. So if I talk to the right people, I'm quite sure I can quantify my success so that I can get more people on board and really start sustainability.
Any other last questions for Karishma? All right, thank you.